Hi everybody and welcome to the Lobo NLI Show 2019 edition. We are back. 25 signees are in the books. If you've been following on Twitter and social media, you've seen a lot of it, but now you get to hear from the coaches themselves. We've got interviews with Coach Bob Davie. We're going to have offensive coordinator Joe Daly, along with defensive coordinator Jordan Peterson. We're going to have academic coordinator Andrea Pearson here talking about academics for the Lobo team as well. We've got Jen Munoz on the other side of the studio. She's going to have player interviews. And we're going to have lots of stuff in store, plus plenty of highlights. 25 signees, including one from New Mexico. We'll get to all of them here when we come back. On the other side of this break, we'll have Bob Davie. You're watching the Lobo NLI Show on Go Lobos.
Sean Ferrer here from the Lobo Club. Really excited that we've got a trip heading out to Las Vegas for the Mountain West Tournament from March 10th to March 17th. You can give us a call in our office, our number 505-925-CLUB, or you can give me a call directly, 505-925-5900. February 8th. February 8th is the last day to sign up, so we've got one more week to get as many people on board, get as many people out to Las Vegas and cheering on our Lobos as possible. So give us a call, 505-925-5900. We'll see you soon, talk to you soon, and go Lobos.
Hi, I'm Janice Ruggiero, Deputy Director at the University of New Mexico. I want to recognize Women and Girls in Sports Day. I've been very fortunate. I was a former student athlete and it taught me a lot of different things. It taught me how to be competitive. It taught me how teamwork. I would not be where I am today working in the athletic department, and I owe it all to having a scholarship and being able to play at the University of New Mexico. So go Lobos, enjoy your day, ladies, all the girls that get to come. Thank you.
Hey, do you have a sweetheart? Are you looking for a great Valentine's date? Well, come on out to the basketball game on February 13th. We've got a great sweetheart deal for you with 2 tickets to the US Bank Club level, a dinner package here for you, and a parking pass. So give us a call or go online to unmtickets.com/MBB and pick up your 2 tickets in the US Bank Club level for just $100. We'll see you soon.
Back here on the Lobo NLI Show, and the star of the show is here, the head coach of the University of New Mexico, Bob Davie. And I was going through the numbers, 32, I believe this was your 32nd signing class as you as a collegiate coach. So just, you've done this a long time. Give me some of your thoughts on the class of 25 that you got.
Well, you know, I think it's my 8th signing class here at UNM, and just how dramatically things have changed, Frank, with the early signing date. You know, it used to be everything came down to this February date. So it's a little bit anticlimactic, but the real positive to this is we signed 25 players in total. 13 of those players are already here on campus, 5 weeks until spring break. You know, so we're already into that phase of it.
Now, let's talk about that, because you've got 18 in the first class that was announced in December. 2 more came over the break. Was it nice to be able to really focus on today, on specific needs that you needed for the signings that came in today?
Yeah, absolutely, because you had the bulk of your class. You had the heavy numbers of your class already signed. So you could be a little bit more selective, maybe a little bit more risky for us, getting into some competitive battles with schools that maybe somewhat are more well known. But, you know, again, the key to this whole class to me, Frank, is 15 defensive players. We all know we have to reboot, reload, rebuild, whatever you call it on defense. 15 players, 13 players already here on campus. 8 of those players are defensive players. So we have 8 defensive players as we really start to rebuild this defense already in our program.
Now, I'm going to come at this from a fan's perspective. I watched all the highlight videos of those 15 defensive guys. I saw 2 things. I saw guys who like to hit and tackle guys, and I saw some speed there. Was that a specific thing you were looking for defensively?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good assessment by you. And you know, we didn't look for as much length in the secondary as we did guys that love football and guys that had some suddenness and some explosiveness. And then obviously we needed a lot of linebackers. We graduated some linebackers. So I think you kind of hit the nail on the head is how we try to evaluate players, particularly on defense. Do you love football? And do you have suddenness, quickness, change of direction?
So you talk about the linebackers, you're going to get one back because Alex Hart, injured last year, gets his redshirt year, so you kind of get an extra starter back. Another linebacker that you picked up today, I think it doubles the number of New Mexico players, Deion Hunter out of Cleveland High School. You guys have had a lot of success and great players come out of Cleveland and be successful here.
We have, and you know, Deion's an interesting guy. You know, we've watched him, it seems like forever. Offered him in the summer. He's big into wrestling right now. I think he has a great chance to win the state championship at the 220-pound level, I believe. They're going into the sectionals now. Linebacker, good player, a good young prospect, and he's been around us a lot. You know, it seems like we've been recruiting him forever.
Been around a lot because you guys are down at Cleveland a lot. We've had, I mean, just go through Cole Gauchi, Reese White, Marcus Williams is on the team. Walk-on Hayden Wilson's on the team from Cleveland. You talk about the defense. Let's go to the offense for a minute. Everyone wants to talk about quarterback play and the quarterbacks, and this is a really interesting camp for you. We're going to have Joe Daly, the offensive coordinator, in. You've got Brant Hughes is the one quarterback that was signed. He is here, so he's going to get spring ball, something that Sharon Jones didn't get last year, but will get now. So you have two quarterbacks in camp that are going to get their first taste of spring ball. For Trey Hall, it's his second spring ball. Right. After redshirting, you get Tavaka back off the injury. How important is it to have all four guys competing and having the same amount of time being in spring camp together?
Yeah, absolutely. And Trey Hall, really, it'll be his first because he redshirted last year as a freshman. He didn't come in until the summer. So we have four quarterbacks in camp. It should be very competitive. You mentioned, you know, Tavaka was injured last year. He's back off of injury. Sharon, as you mentioned, didn't have any spring football, didn't have any fall camp because of the hamstring injury. Certainly Trey Hall's a young guy that we got ready to play every week last year because of our lack of depth. And then Brant Hughes is an interesting prospect. You know, he comes from Northern California. Apollo Wright, our quarterback coach, fell in love with him last spring ball. His dad, interestingly enough, played quarterback at Wyoming under Joe Tiller.
Yeah.
His younger brother is a quarterback. Now going to Butte College. And of course, Aaron Rodgers came from Butte College.
Sure
so
did.
it's a bit of a tradition there in that part of the country.
Let's hope some of that Aaron Rodgers rubs off on him. It's a junior college heavy class a little bit. In the past, people would worry, and well, if you're going to junior college, maybe it's academics, you got to worry about that. These days is very different, especially when you get all those guys who are here in school. That means that they're good academically, they graduate, they're bringing good GPAs with you. Back-to-back semesters, 2.8, 2.8. Right. It was over a year ago when I think it was a 2.52. It was the lowest GPA in your tenure, and you said, we're going to fix this, and we're going to fix it now.
Yeah. And
you did. You've got to be really proud of how the guys have done that.
Yeah, and going back to that 2.52, we had been on a real roll, but we lost funding to check classes. The money was taken away to check classes, so we went back to a 2.5. Then when the funding came back the last two semesters, we've gone over 2.8 both semesters. So it's unfortunate that we weren't able to check classes like we have when we've had all of our success. But you're right, I mean, the stigma or the connotation of what a junior college player used to be is totally different. You know, particularly when you go out to some of these junior colleges in California, I mean, that's a great option for a kid coming out of high school
Sure
that may not have been as highly recruited as he wanted to be. You know, a lot of times it had nothing to do with academics. A lot of the kids in our class are 3-year players that have 3 years of eligibility that were qualifiers out of high school. So, you know, particularly with our location here, quite not as many numbers of players in this state. High school players are coming out that are ready right now. You know, and when we came in, when we inherited a program where we had the lowest scholarship numbers in the country, it's hard to ever get off of that kind of cycle. But make no, obviously we need immediate help, and with all that said, these junior college guys give us the best chance to put a good product on that field next year.
Well, that product starts on August 31st against Sam Houston State. It's going to be a great season. Looking forward to it. I tell you this every year after signing day, but You did a great job. Take the morning off.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Frank.
That's been Bob Davie. We're going to come back. We're going to have Joe Daly, the offensive coordinator, right after this. You're watching Lobo NLI Show. Welcome back to the Lobo NLI Show 2019 edition. I am Frank Mercogliano. Remember, you can send in questions. You got a question, you can hashtag us. There's different ways to do it on social media. And here to tell you more about how to get in on the action is our Jen Munoz. Jen, take it away.
Hey Lobo fans, just like Frank said, just post your questions or comments right near the video on the side.
I have to get me one of those iPads. That's nice. I like that. My iPad's really, really old. All right, sitting with me, the newest guy on the staff here, Joe Daly, the offensive coordinator. Joe, how are you?
Doing well yourself.
Looking good in the red. Got the Mountain West on you. I like it. It looks good.
Thank you.
So, Joe, we're going to talk about the recruiting class. We have a kind of what's back. Let's take a look on the card here if we can pull that up on what's back. Offensively, we do return 7 starters, which is kind of nice. You have a quarterback coming back, as we can see it, I guess, on that screen over there. 2 letter winners back as quarterbacks. You get a lot of receivers back. The offensive line is stacked. There's 12 guys coming back. So there's some pieces there for you to work with. As you came in, obviously you played against us when you were at Liberty. You've seen us a little bit. What did you like, and what do you like about the offense, and what do you want to do with the offense?
Overall, there's a lot of depth that we have here on the roster. A lot of athleticism in the skill and combo positions, and great length and athleticism up front. And then at the quarterback position, you got some guys that can really throw the football and kind of escape and evade in the pocket and kind of extend some plays. So when you're looking to build a system with that kind of talent, you're very specific in how you want to get certain guys involved in the run and pass game, and how to complement the offensive line's strengths and try to avoid their weaknesses if they have any at all.
All right, well, let's get to it. We had 10 guys coming in on offense. I know you're a quarterback's coach, so we're going to save that for the end. That'll be last. And we'll start with the offensive line. We picked up 4 offensive linemen. The ones that we knew about, we'll start with Rocky AITOGI. It's a kind of an interesting way to say it, but Rocky is a guy from Fort Scott College, and Didn't play a lot of football coming in, just 1 year, but what do you like about him?
Certainly love his size, you know, his length, his athleticism for being such a big guy. He's physical. You can see when he strikes somebody, he puts them down on the ground. And, you know, for being, you know, a guy who's only played 1 year of football, he has some natural skill sets for the position that carry over really, really well. Having played basketball most of his career, and you can see why he's so light on his feet.
And he served as a bodyguard for a rap star. He's just kind of a really, I think when we tweeted him out back in December, we called him college football's most interesting man. I think he's going to kind of fill that bill. Okay, let's go to the next guy, Cade Briggs. We stole him right from under UNLV, Bishop Gorman High School. And again, another guy who's a tackle by trade in high school. And I noted there's a lot of tackles. What'd you like about him?
Well, the guy's a winner. You know, he's won 4 state championships.
Yeah, in a row.
Yeah, he's played 5 different positions, so there's some flexibility there. We had to, you know, get him over a couple Mountain West teams. You know, we had to beat him out to get him. But this young man has a really bright future, really athletic, and can play, you know, anywhere up front, which gives you some flexibility. So this guy has a really bright future.
And I noticed on the tape he's got a really good feet. And I've heard this, I've seen it on Twitter already, and I've seen it from a few folks that a lot of these linemen that you picked up are really good with their footwork, and that's something that people maybe don't think of in the fan sense, but obviously you do, especially with what you want to do on offense.
Yeah, certainly with having, you know, athleticism and hip mobility and being able to bring your hips when you strike people, it gives you an opportunity to stay on blocks longer and be able to block people who may be more athletic than you on the second and third level of the defense. And so that's why you kind of want to recruit guys that have those skill sets.
Jacob Jankowiak at a Fullerton College, Corona, California guy. There's I think one of the highlights on here. He drives someone about 20. Oh, that's this one. He drives the guy about 30 yards downfield. And again, just offensive linemen, they like pancakes. They talk about pancakes. These guys are gonna get a lot of pancakes.
Oh yeah, certainly. And this young man is a guy that I want to say Saga and both Boom have known for quite a while. Saga had him recruited him in high school, and then Boom had him in junior college. And we've had a relationship with this young man, and he brings some much needed depth, athleticism. You know, he's an overachiever. This guy's going to work his tail off, you know, to be impactful.
One new lineman signed today, Justice Spates, one of 3 guys we got out of College of the Canyons. Again, a guy who can knock people down, who can pull. You know, he's a tackle who's pulling in a lot of these plays. Again, a lot of good footwork from these guys.
Yeah, certainly. This gentleman is a 4-for-3 prospect who is really, really athletic. He's got great length, great size. You can see when he pulls around the horn, he's striking people. He's going in there with evil intentions. Yeah. And that's what you want from an offensive lineman.
Yeah, and it kind of goes with that defensive mindset where I noticed a lot of the defensive guys really like to hit. These offensive linemen, they really like the contact. They're not shying away, and it's not the finesse offensive line that we've had on some guys here in the past. One tight end I want to get to before we go to the break here, and it's Kyle Jarvis, Contra Costa College. He's from Antioch. Very good hands. I'm not going to go with he's Gronkowski or anything like that because there's only so many, but certainly he's a guy who can catch, he can block, he can do all the things that you want him to do.
Yeah, certainly. He's an athlete. Now, he is a former tackle, and he's lost some weight, and they moved him out of the box, so to speak, or back off the ball and in some space, and he's learned how to play out, you know, in space. So this guy has a very unique skill set and a really bright future. He can block, he can catch the football, as you can see, and so he's kind of your mauler type. He's going to get in guys' face and try to bury him, and then you're going to try to get him involved in the pass game and the RPO game, kind of like this here, as much as you can.
Well, all these guys are going to clear the way for the skill positions, and we're going to get to them right after this. You're watching the Lobo NLI show. When we come back, we're going to talk receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks. In fact, we're going to have one of them here in studio. We'll be right back.
Lobo Nation, Sean Ferrer here from the Lobo Club. Really excited that we've got a trip heading out to Las Vegas for the Mountain West Tournament from March 10th to March 17th. You can give us a call in our office, our number 505-925-CLUB, or you can give me a call directly, 505-925-5900. February 8th is the last day to sign up, so we've got one more week to get as many people on board, get as many people out to Las Vegas and cheering on our Lobos as possible. So give us a call, 505-925-5900. We'll see you soon, talk to you soon, and go Lobos.
Hi, I'm Janice Ruggiero, Deputy Director at the University of New Mexico. I want to recognize Women and Girls in Sports Day. I've been very fortunate. I was a former student athlete, and it taught me a lot of different things. It taught me how to be competitive. It taught me how teamwork. I would not be where I am today working in the athletic department, and I owe it all to having a scholarship and being able to play at the University of New Mexico. So go Lobos, enjoy your day, ladies, all the girls that get to come. Thank you.
Hey, do you have a sweetheart? Are you looking for a great Valentine's date? Well, come on out to the basketball game on February 13th. We've got a great sweetheart deal for you with 2 tickets to the US Bank Club level, a dinner package here for you, and a parking pass. So give us a call or go online to unmtickets.com/MBB and pick up your 2 tickets in the US Bank Club level for just $100. We'll see you soon.
Back here on the Lobo NLI show, sitting here with me, offensive coordinator Joe Daly. And Joe, let's get into the skill positions now. Especially, we have an interesting situation with our running backs because we've got Bryson Carroll, who redshirted. Kentrell Moran's coming back off a red shirt. Day Vigilant didn't play a ton, so we're going to add one guy. He's a high schooler, but a lot to like about Chad Alexander out of Louisiana, which is, we got someone out of Louisiana, which is really cool. But Chad's got a lot of speed. He's a little guy, too. He's 5'6". What'd you guys like out of him?
Well, this guy's dynamic with the football. You can see this guy's going to make everyone and anyone miss that's in his path. He can catch the football out of the backfield as well. And it's rare that this guy ever gets caught, you know. And so in today's world of college football, if you get on the second, third level of a defense and you have that kind of speed, I mean, you know, there's going to be a lot of touchdowns scored.
And there's a lot of speed. He's very similar, at least height-wise, with Bryson Carroll, who's now a running back, who came here as a quarterback. And it's just a very interesting dynamic for UNM to have 2 of these guys that you can sort of hide behind the offensive line and do a lot of things with. Along with running backs, we've got receivers. We've got 3 of them. Let's start with the guys that we've already announced. Jordan KRESS, Butte College, Loveland, Colorado. We haven't got a ton of recruits out of Colorado over the past few years, even though they're really close to us. But Jordan, again, has high praise on Twitter, great hands, and a good deep threat for you as well.
Yes, certainly. This is a gentleman that was recruited by our running backs coach, Apollo Wright, and a young man that has a phenomenal skill set. He can play in the slot, he can go outside, he can play in the backfield, and the guy's just great with the football in his hand. He does a number of things. You know, and in our offense, if you have that kind of flexibility and we can move you around and kind of get you mismatched with some people, you know, you're going to do a lot of damage to some secondaries.
You know, and we've had some slot guys that have done a ton of damage. High schooler, another guy out of Las Vegas, Nevada, this time Desert Pines High School, Ty Moore. Again, another guy that's got great hands.
Oh, yeah, certainly. This guy is dynamic with the football.
Sees him here returning a kick, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's going to make you miss. You know, he has that special teams value as well, and so, you know, when you do more than just, you know, one trick, so to speak, it makes you more valuable, you know, to the program. But when you watch this guy's tape, he separates. He gets on the back end of a lot of people and makes a lot of plays.
He's 5'7". The other, we had 5'6". Now he's 5'7". We're going to go to the really tall guy, Emmanuel LOGAN-GREENE. He's 5'8". But also bringing in a national champion. This is a guy who played at UCF, has a lot of, played actually at American Heritage High School, which is down in my hometown, down in Plantation, Florida. And here's a guy who's got big game experience. He's got great JUCO experience. He led his junior college with 66 receptions. A lot to like out of him.
Yes, certainly. This guy has a very unique story. He was a high school kid that went to IMG and then went to UCF, had a lot of success, then went to Iowa Central. The guy has a lot of talent, has a really bright future. I recruited him at my previous institution, and so, you know, once I kind of got here, and got started, I wanted to get another guy with this kind of skill set, and he was still available, and we went after him.
And he's a guy, he reminds me, to use a basketball analogy, there's guys that can create space in basketball off the dribble. He creates space off his routes and gets open. He doesn't seem like he's very scared of going across the middle. It doesn't seem like he's worried about any of that stuff. He seems like a fearless kind of player. And I think our fans are really going to like having him around. And again, he brings a different dynamic because he's been with a championship program at UCF. He can bring some of that to the locker room.
Oh, yeah, certainly. This is a guy that you get the football out in space to him. He's going to move one guy, make the next guy miss. And as you can tell, man, he scores a lot of touchdowns.
All right, now we're going to get you excited. I've made you wait 9 players for this, but let's talk about quarterback. The lone quarterback in the group, Brant Hughes. Again, Coach Davey and I talked about the fact that you're going to have 4 quarterbacks that are going to be in camp for spring ball with a new offensive coordinator. Just tremendous to have 4 guys in camp, everyone getting the same amount of reps. Very important, but what'd you like about Brant?
Certainly, this guy's a winner, man. This guy only lost, I think, 1 regular season game. This past fall, he's a 4.0 GPA guy, very accurate, throws a great deep ball. You know, what's there not to like about this young man? He has a really, really high ceiling and a bright future.
Well, he's got a high ceiling, and Brant Hughes is actually with us in studio. Let's get to learn a little more about him. Brant is sitting over there with Jen Munoz. Jen, take it away.
I'm here with Brant Hughes, quarterback from Chico, California. Being a California native, what sparked your interest to become a Lobo?
You know, playing at Butte College and, you know, having some success there, and having Coach Apollo Wright had come up during the spring and watched the practice, and kind of continued on, and I ended up, I didn't even know about it, at one of our football games, and during the regular season, and after that I got kind of in contact with him, and you know, kept among the recruiting process, and came on an official visit, and you know, really loved and enjoyed what I saw, and I'm excited to be a Lobo.
And what qualities are you bringing to this Lobo football culture?
I hope to bring the winning aspect. You know, coming from, you know, successful programs in the past. You know, I've been around good groups of guys, and you know, so hopefully, getting that back on track, and bringing a positive attitude and atmosphere. You know, guys that want to be there and want to be, you know, being successful on the field, and you know, being positive.
And what's one fun fact or special talent you want Lobo Nation to know about you?
Oh, fun fact. I'd have to say I'm obsessed with tying ties ever since I was a little baby. Starting, my grandpa showed me when I was 2 or 3 years old how to tie a tie, and ever since I've got a whole tie collection. So I'm always hopefully be just sharp.
Well, thank you and good luck this season.
Thank you very much.
When I was trying to figure this out, man, you were late. You were late getting here, Brant. I don't like that. Joe, I told this to Coach Davey, take tomorrow off. I know he's not, but I think you are, because now that recruiting's over, you just had your 4th child, I believe it is, and you're ready to head back to Virginia, go get him, and bring the whole crew out here, correct?
Yeah, certainly. I'm fired up to get on a plane tomorrow, head back east, and get Team Daly and get them situated here in Albuquerque.
All right, well, have safe travels. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the recruiting class.
Thank you so much.
All right, we will be right back. We're going to switch it. We had an offense. Now we're going to go defense and talk with Jordan Peterson here on the Lobo NLI show. We will be right back.
Hey, can you hear me?
We are back on the Lobo NLI Show 2019 edition on Go Lobos, Watch Stadium, Facebook Live, lots of different ways to watch us. We just had Team Daly head on out the door to head to Virginia to go pick up his family. Someone who doesn't have to head out the door, who doesn't have to worry about it, is Jordan Peterson, our new defensive coordinator, because Team Peterson already here. And Jordan, welcome aboard.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations on becoming the defensive coordinator. It's an interesting, you were the defensive passing game coordinator. Let me ask you, for folks that don't know, how much of a difference is there between the two?
Well, as far as just overall scheme, you know, obviously there's going to be more of an impact being the defensive coordinator as far as what direction we're going to go and the style of defense that we play. You know, as a defensive pass game coordinator, you just kind of get to input certain things that are built already within the scheme. So it's pretty different,
Okay, so now you're leading in. Is there going to be major changes? Are fans going to see something totally out of the blue, 11-man blitzes? What are we doing here?
Well, we're going to be very multiple. You know, obviously we're trying to make the offense react to us as opposed to the other way around. You know, we're going to be attacking style defense, multiple fronts, multiple coverages, make the quarterback have to read things on the fly, making things happen. And obviously from that standpoint, it's going to be the physicality aspect takes over.
Okay, one of the things you're going to have to figure out, one starter back. We do have two guys coming back off of injury that would have been starters. So that's why there's 15 guys in this signing class. We're going to start D-line, go to linebackers. It'll bridge. We'll have the commercial break. We'll do some more linebackers because there's a lot of them. And then we'll get to the guys that you know really well, the defensive backs. So let's start defensive line, guys that we've already announced. And we'll start with OMAR DARAME, Sam Houston High School student out of Arlington, Texas. And what did you like about him? Obviously, he can get to the quarterback and can pressure things. That's a violent hit.
Well, this is a young buck, you know, obviously a high school kid that shows a lot of flashes. I mean, you see him coming off the ball. You see him using his hands, his athleticism. He's going to be a great combination of size and athleticism as we go. He has so much upside. We're excited about getting him here. Really good program, really good high school coach. You know, he can be a lot of different things for us. We're excited about seeing him mature.
He was, again, just a violent hitter, and it's something I noticed with all these defensive guys. The defensive backs have tons of speed, or these linebackers and D linemen, they just, man, they hit. So he was the only signee in December that was a D lineman. We signed 3 more D linemen today. We'll start with Ben GANSALLO from Blinn Junior College. Obviously, we had Avery Jordan from Blinn as an offensive lineman a couple of years ago, but he brings a lot to the table as well. No question. Number one thing is obviously he is very explosive. You see him run. You see a great feet. You see him move, work his hips. You know, hands obviously are active at all times. You don't really ever see him get blocked in a one-on-one setting. He's going to have to be double teamed because he is so athletic, and he's long. He is long as heck. And again, just violent tackles. And it's one of the things, you know, UNM, we have the one thing that the school has not had in the last few years, maybe since Nick Diavanzo, was that D lineman who could really disrupt things in the backfield. And that's where these guys come in. I talk about a guy who could disrupt things out of the backfield. Joey Noble, who is here on campus, but is announced today. This is a guy with 12 sacks last year, 18.5 tackles for loss. This is the true definition of a disruptor in the backfield. Yeah, this is Mr. Productivity right here. Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. You just see him over and over again getting in the backfield, like you said, wreaking havoc. He has a motor. You know, there's some times where he'll get stuck and all of a sudden, boom, he comes out of nowhere and goes in and makes the play. So big time stats, big time player. Joke about it because he's kind of meathead. That's what you want. That's what you want as a D lineman right there. He reminds me a lot of Jared Allen. Who played at my previous school and obviously had a great NFL career, will be in the Hall of Fame. And he just reminds me of that in college, where he's shooting a lot of gaps, he's getting in passing lanes, and very active type player. Last guy, ELMER PAUNI from West Valley, Utah, played for the Granger High School, the Granger Rangers as they are. And Elmer brings a different thing to the table. We've got a couple of these guys. He's a married guy, has a child, so really mature, brings some maturity to your defense.
No question. You know, this is a big human being. You know, he is a square and thick dude, probably an interior guy for us, but you see how explosive he is, and like you said, he is a more mature individual, great family. Love them. They're just great people. We're excited about getting him on campus because he is so mature athletically. He's going to be good for us.
He's the defensive equivalent to Javon Mosley on the defensive line.
Absolutely.
Just a big human being. All right, let's go to linebackers. Rico Hanna, who we announced in December. First of all, he's from Alabama, which that's a rare one for UNM to get. Highland Community College. He's a guy who was an honorable mention All-America, and there's a lot of these JC All-Americas that we were able to get.
Yeah, no question. I mean, these guys fit the mold. As you look at these linebackers, you fit the mold for us being multiple, being able to blitz off the edge, plug gaps, being able to get back in coverage when we need him to. He is an explosive individual. That obviously you just see it right there, just wreaking havoc in the backfield on a blitz, and that's you're going to see a lot of that from him come August.
And as we'll go to James Lewis here from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Coffee Junior College, there's a lot of room for these guys to play because there's only one linebacker back other than Alex Hart, who's coming off a knee injury, and you just don't quite know how quickly he comes back from that. It should be pretty fast, but there's a lot of room for playing time for these guys.
No question, and these guys are so when you just watch these clips, it's just unbelievable.
I love this.
You know, he was at Oklahoma State originally, went to Coffeyville Community College. You know, obviously we're going to have multiple packages on defense with 3 and 4 linebackers on the field at the same time, which is one of the big selling points of them coming here, having an opportunity to play, and doing that.
You got to get a safety. Anytime a defensive guy can score points, he's going to be pretty happy. Last one in this group, Devin Sanders out of San Diego, stole him right out from under San Diego State's grip. Went to San Diego Mesa. I mean, he is a Southern California, San Diego guy, and you guys are able to get him here. How'd you do it, and what do you like?
Well, number one, you know, we worked hard to get him, but as you look at him, his frame, he's long, he's fast. He's explosive. You see that he brings a pass rush element to us that we've been kind of looking for, but at the same time he can still stop the run, so he is that utility guy for us.
Texted with him a little bit. Seems like a really sharp guy, really nice guy, and can't wait to see him on the field. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We got a lot more defensive guys. We got Jacoby Horner is here in studio. He's going to be with Jen Munoz. Still a lot to go over here on the Lobo NLI Show 2019.
Hey, do you have a sweetheart? Are you looking for a great Valentine's date? Well, come on out to the basketball game on February 13th. We've got a great sweetheart deal for you with 2 tickets to the US Bank Club level, a dinner package here for you, and a parking pass. So give us a call or go online to unmtickets.com/MBB and pick up your 2 tickets in the US Bank Club level for just $100. We'll see you soon. Sean Ferrer here from the Lobo Club. Really excited that we've got a trip heading out to Las Vegas for the Mountain West Tournament from March 10th to March 17th. You can give us a call in our office, our number 505-925-CLUB, or you can give me a call directly, 505-925-5900. February 8th. February 8th is the last day to sign up, so we've got one more week to get as many people on board, get as many people out to Las Vegas and cheering on our Lobos as possible. So give us a call, 505-925-5900. We'll see you soon, talk to you soon, and go Lobos.
Hi, I'm Janice Ruggiero, Deputy Director at the University of New Mexico. I want to recognize Women and Girls in Sports Day. I've been very fortunate. I was a former student athlete, and it taught me a lot of different things. It taught me how to be competitive. It taught me how to teamwork. I would not be where I am today working in the athletic department, and I owe it all to having a scholarship and being able to play at the University of New Mexico. So go Lobos, enjoy your day, ladies, all the girls that get to come. Thank you.
We are back on Lobo NLI 2019. I am Frank Mercogliano. This is Jordan Peterson. Jordan, you've done a great job so far of keeping your hand and not pulling the Ron Burgundy. I know it's very difficult for you. I understand that. Let's continue on with linebackers. Dion Hunter, one of two New Mexico high school kids to get signed this year across the nation, and we were able to get him. We've had a lot of luck and a lot of success with guys from Cleveland High School, but what did you guys like about Dion?
Well, he's been a guy that's been on our radar for a while, obviously, and what we like about him is he's a tough guy, plays hard, plays with his hands. He's a top-notch wrestler as well, so you know that brings another element of toughness to the team. So we're excited about getting him to join us.
All right, and then let's go one more linebacker, and then we're going to throw it to Jen for a second. But Jacoby Hearn, who we're going to hear from in a little bit, from Jackson, Mississippi Gulf Coast, a very good junior college. And what did you guys like out of Jacoby?
I could just call him a stud. You know, I mean, he does everything. You know, he's physical as heck. You see him coming off the edge. He's explosive. He brings a pass rush element along with just an inside linebacker component. He is the do it all kind of guy. Which really excites us. You see them plug-in gaps there, bringing pressure up the middle. A very, very good player for us.
If you put him on the end, he would be a stand-up defensive end, which is, in fact, the stud position. All right, let's go to the social media corner. Jen's got a question. Jen, what do you got?
So we have a question from Steve Vergan. He says, how do you feel about wide receivers Elijah Lilly and Jay Griffin competing for the Lobo track team?
A question that possibly better answered by Joe Daly, but Jordan, obviously this is something that UNM and the football team has done in the past. We've had guys cross over and do track. I don't see any of your defensive backs out there, do I? No, I'm just messing with you.
No, just the receivers right now.
Although Elijah was a defensive back, but it's something where it's kind of a nice marriage that we have that we're able to do that. How do you guys approach that when guys want to run track?
Well, there's just such a huge component of speed when you talk about the skill position players, so we kind of see those things going hand in hand. You know, obviously they're doing everything from a football standpoint that's required of them, but anytime that they can go out there and just compete and do some good things for the university, we're fired up about it.
All right, I've made you wait long enough on the defensive backs, and it's been mean of me, but I purposely put them last. Let's get to the defensive backs. We're going to start with Eric CUFFEE out of Waco, Texas. He's a 5'11" guy, and he is a corner, and really good skills on jumping routes. You can see him there, and a lot of these guys that I noticed are really good cover guys, and they tackle well.
No question. Well, that's the name of the game in the secondary. Is you're always going to be playing in space with their shin coverage or making an open field tackle. You see, Eric here. Obviously, CUFFEE's went to Texas originally. Went to Trinity Valley from Texas. He is a guy that is built well, good body control. He's physically. He's 190 pounds at 5'11", so he's ready to go right now.
Another College of Canyons recruit, Antonio Hunt, joins the team. A little bit smaller, 5'8", but I love this because this is a guy who might also be a return guy. He runs this one back 90-something yards for a touchdown. What did you guys like out of him?
Dynamic individual. You see his return ability. He can be a specialist for us. But at the same time, as you watch his physicality, if you didn't know he was 5'8", you wouldn't say, oh, that's a 5'8" guy, because he brings it. He plays like he's 5'11", solid player on the perimeter.
And again, just a guy that jumps a lot of routes. Marquette Kirkendall, a little bit taller. We've had some success out of Illinois. Here's another guy from Chicago. I can only assume Kevin Cosgrove is out there recruiting that. But what did you guys like about Marquette?
Quay is a heck of a player. He played safety primarily as a junior, moved him to corner as a senior. We're excited about seeing him grow and mature just physically. He's a long individual, but he's going to be able to do a lot of different things for us.
And again, I just keep wanting to go back to it, but these guys like to hit. They really do. And it's, people talk about football and they don't want to shy away from things, and none of these guys shy away. It's incredible to watch this. Maybe the biggest name I saw as far as fans being really excited is this next guy, Shadrack Lowry, out of College of the Canyons, Dania Beach. Again, a guy that just hits. I mean, look at it. He just hits people.
Yeah, he'll knock your block off. We're really excited about him. Obviously, all these guys in the secondary, we're not going to recruit a guy that shies away from contact. There's no such thing as just a cover guy anymore. But he's dynamic, like I've said on some of these guys. But you do not want to be in his range as a skill guy coming over the middle.
And it's really funny for me because he just knocked the clock off of someone from my high school. That was my high school he was playing on the tape.
Nice.
And he just absolutely obliterated that dude. JERRICK Reed II is another defensive back, another Mississippi guy out of Olive Branch. We had a couple, Northwest Mississippi Community College, and again, laying the wood. These guys are just hitting and hitting and hitting, and you've got to, as a new defensive coordinator, you've got to like that.
Love it, love it. He is a guy at Olive Branch High School. He played as a true freshman for Northwest Mississippi, which isn't an easy thing to do. Great program. He is also one of those guys he's actually mature beyond his years. He'll have 3 years to play for us, 3 years of eligibility. Again, another guy that we feel like can do a lot of things for us, not only coverage, but put him in the box and blitz him as well.
And as you see this return here, I think he brings this one in for a touchdown. A lot of these guys, we lose Marcus Hayes, who was the punt returner, led the nation in punt returning. We've got guys here that not only are going to be defensive backs, but these guys are going to be filling in some spots in special teams, and someone's probably going to be back returning kicks out of this group, correct? Or not correct?
Yeah, no, I would be willing to bet probably so. These all great special teams units are built up of a lot of defensive players, and these guys can definitely fit that mold.
All right, the one defensive back we signed out of this group, LETAYVEON BEATON, out of St. Petersburg, Florida. And he's the guy, again, a lot of people on Twitter really are excited about this, especially from his college area. You just see him destroy a guy at the 30-yard line. What'd you like about LETAYVEON?
So Tay's a guy that is kind of their quarterback of their defense. He brings that element of it. That sometimes he'll play safety, sometimes they'll put him at corner, sometimes they'll just match him up with the other team's best receiver. So they kind of see him as being their leader on defense. So again, another guy that plays physically and brings some smarts to the team.
All right, well, 8 of these defensive players out of the 15 already on campus, so they're getting acclimated to UNM. They actually had to deal with a little bit of snow, they had to deal with a little bit of cold. So we'll find out exactly what a guy from Mississippi thinks of the weather around here as Jacoby Hearn is sitting with Jen Munoz. And Jen, what do you got with Jacoby?
Yeah, so we're here with Jacoby Hearn, the new linebacker, coming all the way from Mississippi, Gulf Coast. What interested you the most about joining the Lobos?
I just think that the way the culture is here is very different. Coming from Mississippi, you don't see too many people that are like this here. So I like the friendliness and how close people are here.
So how has that transition been from Mississippi all the way to New Mexico?
I say the biggest difference here is the weather. It's just the humidity coming from a humid place where it'll be like 70 degrees and then 8% humidity. And then like you get here and it's real dry. So, but I mean, it'll help me in the long run, I think.
And what's one thing you enjoy doing outside of football?
Most of the time, I'm just playing FIFA. I'm a big soccer fan, so that's what I enjoy the most.
Well, thank you, and good luck this season. We also have one more question for Coach Peterson. It's from Pedro Ochoa, and he said, Coach Peterson, how excited are you about being the new defensive coordinator?
I don't know if words can really describe it. I'm fired up. I'm excited to get to work. I'm excited to get to go work with these guys every day and build something great. Build that physical attacking style defense that I know we all want to see.
All right. Well, you get to. I told Coach Davey take the morning off. I'll tell you the same thing. Sleep in. You don't have to get into like 7:30.
No chance.
7:30.
No chance.
Meeting at 8, you'll be good. So congratulations on the class. I know recruiting is really difficult at times, especially we have a lot of coaches with little ones at the house. You've got 2 now. And so it's always kind of a puzzle figuring out where you're traveling and who's watching kids and all that stuff. So congratulations on it.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy that. And we've got a big spring ahead.
No doubt.
All right, Jordan.
Thank you, sir.
All right, when we come back, still more to go. We have Anselm Ume in studio with Jen, and we're going to have Andrea Pearson here as we talk a little bit of Lobo Academics. Team had the best fall semester in school history. We'll be right back. You're watching the Lobo NLI Show 2019 edition.
Lobo Nation, Sean Ferrer here from the Lobo Club. Really excited that we've got a trip heading out to Las Vegas for the Mountain West Tournament from March 10th to March 17th. You can give us a call in our office, our number 505-925-CLUB, or you can give me a call directly, 505-925-5900. February 8th is the last day to sign up, so we've got one more week to get as many people on board, get as many people out to Las Vegas and cheering on our Lobos as possible. So give us a call, 505-925-5900. We'll see you soon, talk to you soon, and go Lobos.
Hi, I'm Janice Ruggiero, Deputy Director at the University of New Mexico. I want to recognize Women and Girls in Sports Day. I've been very fortunate. I was a former student athlete, and it taught me a lot of different things. It taught me how to be competitive. It taught me teamwork. I would not be where I am today working in the athletic department, and I owe it all to having a scholarship and being able to play at the University of New Mexico. So go Lobos, enjoy your day, ladies, all the girls that get to come. Thank you.
Hey, do you have a sweetheart? Are you looking for a great Valentine's date? Well, come on out to the basketball game on February 13th. We've got a great sweetheart deal for you with 2 tickets to the US Bank Club level, a dinner package here for you, and a parking pass. So give us a call or go online to unmtickets.com/MBB and pick up your 2 tickets in the US Bank Club level for just $100. We'll see you soon.
We are back on the Lobo NLI Show. So last year, in the spring of 2018, Lobo football turned in a 2.85 GPA. I almost got that wrong. 2.85 GPA. That came on the heels of a 2.52. After that 2.52, as we talked with Coach Davey earlier, he said, we're going to fix this, and we're going to fix this immediately. And they did. He installed a little extra discipline. He installed some, as he talked about, got some class checkers in there, and we got a lot of stuff fixed. It went from a 2.85 last semester to the best fall semester in school history. They're coming off a 2.83, and the woman behind some of that is sitting right here to my right, Andrea Pearson. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Andrea is the academic coordinator for the football team. Derek Sokoloff also was here. Derek now gone. We have Brian Ferguson jumping in, but obviously you've been working with the team now for a while. I don't know if people understand exactly how difficult it is for a student to go to school, play football, and do all the different things they have to do. What are some of the things that your office does to help monitor those guys and help keep them on task?
So it is a lot. It's a lot. The students are constantly on time demands, trying to figure out how to go from practice, be tired, and then get to class. So we just want to give them extra resources to make sure they feel supported. So they're coming in weekly, having meetings with us to make sure classes are going well. We have tutoring in our building, and any classes that they kind of need help in, we can give them extra tutoring, extra support that way. We do team study halls, so the guys they're always in there. I think it's kind of cool to see. At first they kind of shy away, like, oh, study hall, this doesn't sound fun, but I think they get into the groove and they come over and they get to hang out, and it becomes a cool place to be, and academics kind of rises on their their priority list.
And I know you guys kind of wear this as a badge of honor, but they had 45 last semester, so not the fall, but the spring. 45 guys had a 3.0 or better, which is fantastic. So they actually bettered it. They had 46 this past semester.
Did even better.
and as you go through, and I looked at the grades, I was looking at guys, and I remember, I'm gonna pick on Sharon Jones. I remember when I met Sharon, and you read, you know, here's a guy coming from Tennessee, and he's a bounce back, and you go, okay, I hope he takes this seriously. You know, you hope that. And the first time I met Sharon, he was, yes sir, what do you need? And he's kind of leading guys already, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be fine. And you know, he had a great semester. And you look at some of our guys, like a Bijan Parker, who's trying to get ready for the NFL, has a 4.1. I mean, so. Can you tell when guys get in here, like which ones are going to need a little extra help and which ones are, okay, those guys are going to be fine?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's always some question with it because it's a new student coming in. They're transitioning to a new school, a new environment, new teammates, all those kinds of things. But like you mentioned, Sharon came in and he's kind of cool. After having a sit-down conversation with him, looking at the classes he's taken in the past, and he wants to be an Africana Studies major. So you can just kind of see their wheels turning and figuring out like the next step. And a lot of these guys, they do want to go to the NFL. They want to make it beyond that. But it's really cool to see them come in and kind of figure out like what's next and what the next piece is. And I think some guys come in and they do need a little extra help, and they need to be able to kind of find their path and get going that way. But it's cool to see them figure it out.
Certainly a lot of credit to Coach Davey. Since he has been here, never lower than a 2.52. It's the longest stretch. It's 14 semesters in a row of a 2.52. It had never happened in football. I know how close you guys over in academics are. We always joke around on who's going to break down and cry when they hand out, because you get to hand them the diplomas and everything.
It's emotional. You spend a lot of time with the guys, and I think it's kind of like the forgotten piece of athletics sometimes, because you see them on the field and you see all those cool things happening. But for us, graduation day it's cool. I mean, I teared up. It's cool to see them. They get excited about it, and it's kind of like our championship game, I guess.
She teared up a lot. It was a lot.
I can't help myself.
There were not enough Kleenex and tissues and things like that. So when you talk about academics and all these guys with 3.0s and guys that do a really good job in school, one of them is Anselm Ume, who has been great at school. He's been great as a receiver. He had a great year last year. And let's talk a little bit to Anselm. He's sitting over there with our Jen Munoz. Anselm and Jen, take it away.
So I'm here with Ume. So being a redshirt sophomore, how have you managed being a Lobo Scholar and an athlete?
Just all the help that we receive from our advisors, the rules that we get in football, as in keeping each other accountable, going to class, making sure you're doing your homework, online classes, making sure you're keeping up with your online classes, just keeping each other accountable, because if we don't do that stuff, we're punished on the field. So that kind of motivates us to continue being the best we can on the outside of the field and on the field.
And so you're majoring in nursing. What made you go that route?
I come from a very medical background. My mom is, now she just got her doctorate in nurse practice. Family full of nurses. Sister, she's going to dentistry. My other sister wants to be a doctor. Just graduated in biochemistry. And in high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to be yet, but my mom kind of helped me figure it out. I got my CNA license. I worked at hospitals during that summer before I came to New Mexico, and it kind of just guided me and encouraged me to want to follow nursing, and yeah, so that's how I kind of did that.
And it sounds like you had a lot of support from home, but I'm sure you had a lot of support here too from Andrea. How special it is to have someone like her guide you throughout your college career?
It's actually really awesome because she really helps a lot, like big time. Especially like her phone line's always open, so like sometimes she knows I have some questions because sometimes I wait till the last second to finish my homework, and I text her at like 11 at night. I'm like, hey, what was this due? What was this due? And she like responds like immediately, and it's really cool. She spends like 24/7 at study hall. Whenever you want to come to study hall, she's there, and you know, she's been awesome. So yeah, her, Brian, Derek, that was here, Levi, all the other advisors, that they really truly are passionate for their job. So it really reflects on us, and yeah. So
well, good luck on and off the field this season.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, we shouldn't forget Levi Norwood, who does a lot of work as well. We do have a couple. I'm going to jump in on Jen's area. I hope Jen doesn't like throw a rock at me from where she's sitting. We do have two social media questions. They're both for you.
Uh-oh.
The first one is, what is it like for a recruit when they check out the academic centers?
So I think we like kind of give them a good picture of what it's going to be like. So we bring the recruits in, we get to show them our center. I think they're always really impressed with the resources we have in the study hall, lab, and that kind of thing. But I like to make sure that they get a feel for me too. I'm going to be the person that's there and kind of helping, walking them through everything. So just giving them an idea of the support that we're going to give them too.
All right, and the last question is from a guy named Brian. He didn't leave his last name, and he said, Andrea, who is your favorite coworker?
Who is my favorite coworker? Definitely not Brian Ferguson. I don't know. I have a guess who that came
Levi.
from.
Her answer is Levi.
Levi for sure, and he left me. So.
So there you go. Well, Andrea, thanks for coming in and talking a little bit about academics. Again, sometimes it's forgotten, but we want to make sure it was focused, and great job. Congratulations. And now you know where to sit in the plane, too.
I know.
And she didn't know where to sit on the plane, so she was sitting in the wrong.
Nobody told me.
It was a to-do.
Frank.
It was really a to-do. All right, we're going to come back. We're going to get out of this. We have one more quick segment before we say goodbye. We'll wrap up the Lobo NLI show right after this.
Hey Lobo Nation, Sean Ferrer here from the Lobo Club. Really excited that we've got a trip heading out to Las Vegas for the Mountain West Tournament from March 10th to March 17th. You can give us a call in our office, our number 505-925-CLUB, or you can give me a call directly, 505-925-5900. February 8th is the last day to sign up, so we've got one more week to get as many people on board, get as many people out to Las Vegas and cheering on our Lobos as possible. So give us a call, 505-925-5900. We'll see you soon, talk to you soon, and go Lobos.
Hi, I'm Janice Ruggiero, Deputy Director at the University of New Mexico. I want to recognize Women and Girls in Sports Day. I've been very fortunate. I was a former student athlete, and it taught me a lot of different things. It taught me how to be competitive. It taught me how teamwork. I would not be where I am today working in the athletic department, and I owe it all to having a scholarship and being able to play at the University of New Mexico. So go Lobos, enjoy your day, ladies, all the girls that get to come. Thank you.
Hey, do you have a sweetheart? Are you looking for a great Valentine's date? Well, come on out to the basketball game on February 13th. We've got a great sweetheart deal for you with 2 tickets to the US Bank Club level, a dinner package here for you, and a parking pass. So give us a call or go online to unmtickets.com/MBB and pick up your 2 tickets in the US Bank Club level for just $100. We'll see you soon.
Back here in the Lobo NLI show as we wrap things up, a reminder, if you missed anything on the show, it's going to replay on our Facebook page as well as golobos.com. All of the videos are on our YouTube page. They're on our Lobo NLI page on Go Lobos. You can catch all the videos. You can catch graphics on our Twitter at UNMLoboFB. It's all right there. Reminder that the season starts with all these new guys, 25 in all, on August 31st against Sam Houston State. It's a great home schedule. You've got a September 21st game with our arch rival, New Mexico State, as we go for 2 in a row. And then a great conference slate. Colorado State and Hawaii will come to Dreamstyle Stadium in October. And in November, it'll be traditional rival Air Force as well as Utah State. Want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to make sure we thank this production could not get done without a lot of people behind the scenes. Stephen Williams, John Washington, Sean Cobb, who's been standing with an iPad and a clock for the past hour, Jamie Mondragon, as we like to say it officially, as well as Jen Munoz over here handling all the work. And then we had Rafa in the back as well. So the new guy, Rafa's in the back. There he is. See, it's a green screen. Y'all didn't know it was a green screen, did you? And there's Jamie. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We'll get going with a lot of football. Rafa's our new social media guy. We're going to have a lot of fun in spring football with some videos and some stuff he's doing. Make sure you follow us on social media, and go Lobos. Thanks for tuning in.